joined here by Keith Boanas after the game tonight. Carshalton Athletic 1, Kingstonian 0. Another great team performance, Keith, but I think personally I've got to pick out the fact that it was a pretty makeshift back four today, and what a great job they did.
Absolutely fantastic. Before the game we signed a player today that was due to play centre back next to Reedy. Ironically, it's Bradley's brother, but he was injured in the warm up. We had to ask Brad to step in there. Literally no other options. But we kind of watched the way he plays, and we knew he could do a job. We knew he's got a footballing brain as well as being technically gifted, and he was quite calm about it. He stepped in there with no issues, and there's kind of a touch of irony to it because we were really kind of debating before the game whether to get Benno in there because we knew Benno was chomping at the bit. This is his old club, but he'd already spoken to Pete and basically said it's about the team tonight. So he'd taken being on the bench brilliantly, as much as no one wants to be there. But the fact he got in, I kind of had a feeling. I said in the dressing room, fate's a funny thing. There's a touch of irony here, so maybe it's going to benefit us. This could be the moment. And yeah, I think from start to finish, the back four again. Eze is standing in for us at left back, but the way he's playing, he could cement that place. No problem at all. Again, a player with a footballing brain, and good players can play in almost any position. And I think he's showing that, and his tackling ability as well as his technical ability is coming out. Midfield again. Benno did what he wanted to do. I'm sure is set his stamp in there until he got tired towards the end. And again, Tommy followed on from the Worthing game, which we thought was his best game, and he followed on, got it again. Harry again dealing with everything out of the air. Half time we spoke a little bit about our passing. We weren't happy with that. And that kind of improved in the second half, I thought, and we created lots of chances. So we fully deserved it, whether it came from a penalty or not. We fully deserved to get the win on that performance.
As you say, the win. I mean, the goal came from a penalty. Fair bit of dispute from the Kingstonian players about. I was on the wrong side to see what happened, but pretty clear penalty from your point of view.
Yeah, from the angle. I mean, the suggestion is that his arms were in a natural position, but his arms were out wide, and if that's a natural position for a goalkeeper, but it wasn't a goalkeeper that handballed it, so it's not, and it's stopped to clear goal. So worst scenario, it's stopped to clear goal. It's got to be given as a handball, and it was in the area. It's therefore got to be given as a penalty. Now, that's the rules of the game. Referees have got a tough job as it is, and possibly we could have had another one earlier on with Lewis again, but again we created enough chances to be 3 or 4. If we'd have buried the chances we created, it would have been a clear-cut game. The fact that it is the penalty gives them something to argue about, but sometimes you've got to be a little bit humble and gracious and respectful in defeat, and if they don't see that we played well enough to win that game, then that isn't there. Fact to life, we knew they'd played Saturday and they did start to blow a little bit. But we could see that, and we were lucky enough, if you want to call it that, not to have to play Saturday, but we came and trained hard. So, but we knew, we could see at half time that they were blowing. There was 1 or 2 little niggles between them, and I think we capitalised on that, and we can ask for more effort-wise, and from again, Worthing we thought was up there. This is up there again. We've beaten 2 sides above us last 2 games.
You say that you as you say, you've had 2 wins against sides well up in the league, and tended to drop points against sides around us or below Carshalton. And Bowes and Pitsea coming up on Saturday will be a case in point. So, what are going to be your words of advice to the guys to sort of make sure they're up for that game?
I'm actually not sure we need to now. I think. You like to think people learn from mistakes and situations, and it looked like in these last 2 games we learned from the harsh lesson of casuals, and that's all you can ask of people. Obviously Saturday we'll find that out for sure, but I just can't see these dropping their standards. And there is a little bit of competition. I know we're struggling with the back line at the minute, and we've had to compensate there, but through the midfield and the forward line there is competition. We re-signed Omar now as well to give us a bit of backup there. Again, I think our midfield, so much choice in midfield now, off the bench as well, and obviously youngsters are coming in, giving us a little bit of energy and drive when we need it. We've proven, again, what we're capable of when we go out there with the right mindset and when we put that effort in. it's only them that can allow that to dip, and I don't believe they will. I just don't see it now. That those two games don't give them massive incentive without being over cocky, if you like. I don't think that they're those type of players, and we're starting to see some character come out in certain players, and where we've lacked that little bit of character and leadership, I'm starting to see it come out in a couple of the players now, and long may it continue.
Okay, well, yeah, exactly. Let's leave it like that then, and look forward to Saturday. Thanks a lot. Cheers.
Cheers, guys.
Right, joined here by Ezechukwu Ebuzoeme, our new left back, it seems. Two great games you've had there. You played there before?
I never played there. Last week was my first time ever playing left back. Never played there before. But Pete just said, go work hard and your talent will show through. And literally just what I'm doing for the squad.
Yeah, and you've played right back a few times. I've seen you play right back earlier in the season, obviously, but it's a different side, not your natural foot. Yeah. So have you found it difficult to adjust there? You seem to have just fitted in there.
Not really, because I'm comfortable on either foot. Obviously, my right being my stronger, but I'm comfortable on my left foot. Like I can take the ball, pass, drive with my left foot, so I'm comfortable. Just literally opposite side. But yeah. Literally.
And you're quite happy to stay there for the time being, if the team needs you there.
Yeah, literally, it's all about the team right now. Want to pick up some points, so yeah, working hard for the team.
Because you're naturally quite a creative player. There was one touch I saw you take against Worthing, where it came out the air. Because I used to play left back, and if it had been me, it would have been in the sixth row of the stand. But you just took it down, and you still got a sort of. Still obviously looking to play. That's going to be part of your game.
Yeah, it's going to be part of my game. No matter where I play, obviously I'm going to try and still play how I normally play. Obviously, in certain areas, you have to reduce the risk of touches and that. But my overall game, so I want to get on the ball. I want to play. I'm comfortable on the ball. So yeah, obviously I'll do it in the right areas, the right times.
And obviously playing at fullback, you do. I mean, the way teams play in the modern era, I mean, you get a chance to get forward. There was one instant quite late in the second half where I saw you absolutely charging forward to try and join Lewis. I think he just played it a bit long for you. Did you have a few words with him on the way back?
Yeah, I told him obviously I picked up pace, but where I've got to my max pace, I couldn't give that little extra boost. But literally again, working hard for the team, making an overlap for Lewis because he was 2v1, so literally gave him some space. So it was either he passed it to me or he could have drove inside, and he chose to pass it inside, literally.
And two good wins now against teams right up there in the mix. And the thing now, the trick is going to be to try and continue against teams perhaps slightly lower down in the league, including got Bales and Pitsy coming up. So what's the mood like in the dressing room? Is everyone sort of egging everyone on for the next game?
Well, this is what we should be doing. So this is effectively normal. So we're buzzing that we've got 2 wins and a bounce. We're playing well. We just need to keep up momentum. We don't need to let it go to a head. Like the 3 points is done now, so we're on to the next game. Literally.
All right. Well, keep playing like you have been, and keep enjoying playing left back.
Anything for the team right now. Yeah.
All right. Well, good to talk to you. Cheers.
Thank you. Cheers.
Thanks. Cheers, Ed. Okay, I've been joined by Hayden Bird, Kingstonian manager, after the game. Get on to the penalty in a moment, but what was your overall assessment of the game?
I think the game is a tight game. I think it's hugely disappointing for the Kingstonian team that ultimately the hard work has been undone by the refereeing decision. Coming here is hugely difficult. I think Pete's got a fabulous team. I know that they would like to be a little higher in the league, but I think at the end of the season, Carshalton will be in the mix. I see the likes of Dan Bennett and Dan Hector when he's available, two terrific players that I know very well. The likes of Bassett, the likes of Lewis White, the likes of Harry Ottaway, the likes of Tommy Branford, and the DNA in which Carshalton play. I think they're a really difficult opponent. This is one of the most difficult places to come in the league. And I think that, for me, this is a team that I think will really challenge for the playoffs that Pete has built here. So, I think a point would have been a good one. I think that you could see that one team is playing with rest and one team isn't. We played Saturday in Brightlingsea in a hugely difficult pitch. I mean, they deserve immense credit for getting the game on, but it was very heavy. So I think we're a little bit heavy-legged, maybe a little bit off the pace physically. Carshalton were fresher. played with big motivations, and I thought that they looked an excellent side.
Yeah, I mean, you said about having played on Saturday. When I saw your side and saw it was unchanged, that did surprise me a little bit. Were you tempted to make changes at all? But just because of the rest situation.
Yeah, of course. But ultimately, you have to make these decisions. We set up in a shape to protect the team that would make us a little more solid and counteract the fact that probably Carshalton would be fresher than us. But there's a lot of experience on the pitch. If you look at the midfield areas, there's Kenny Beanie, there's Gus So, there's Kashani Samuels with a wealth of experience, for example, which is the areas where you're in danger of being overrun. I thought that the players competed really well. I thought they gave absolutely everything today. And ultimately it wasn't quite enough, but we're going to have to take this one on the chin.
Okay. I mean, you've had an excellent start to 2022. You can't, this aside, you 3 wins out of 3 and pushing up there into contention playoff spots. So presumably that's the goal. Are you hoping, you ambitions not worthing off the top spot maybe?
Absolutely. We're going to try. I can't promise we're going to do it. Today was a big game towards trying to achieve that, because obviously if we'd won today, we would be only 6 points behind them with a game in hand and still with Worthing to play. But listen, nothing is decided today. Today we knew was going to be a tall order under the circumstances, and ultimately we just fell a little bit short. But I don't think that we should criticise the players in any way. I think that they've put their bodies on the line, they've given everything, and ultimately have lost to a penalty decision.
And on that, I've obviously got to give you the right to reply, if you like, on the penalty. We've heard it from the Carshalton side. What was your view of it?
I think there's a defining argument, and the defining argument is: did the ball hit his hand? Yes. Was the ball going on target? Yes. Was it going into an area where the goalkeeper probably would have saved it? Probably. We'll never know. But the defining argument is: if I fire a ball at you a yard away, I don't quite know what you're supposed to do about it. Was it ball to hand? Was it hand to ball? It's definitely ball to hand, and I fail to see what on earth Jerry Pomo can do about that. It's always a contentious one, this, isn't it? You see it up and down football. You see it on Match of the Day. The guy that is on the right end of the decision thinks it's a penalty. The guy that's on the wrong end of the decision says, but it's been fired at him from point blank range. So I'm not quite sure what he's supposed to do about it, because I don't think he can do anything about it. And in my book, that makes it a pretty bad mistake from the referee.
Okay, no, I understand that. I wouldn't expect you to say anything different, but wish you best of luck for the rest of the season.
Yeah, likewise. Good to see everybody. I've got a lot of friends here. It's good to see the club doing well. Peter's doing a great job, and like I said, it was going to be a tough game today because Carshalton have a super side, and I'm sure the second half of the season will be a really good one for you.
Yeah, well, we look forward. We've still got the return fixture, of course, at your place, so we'll see how that goes.
Absolutely right. It'll be good to see everyone.
Yeah. All right, cheers. Thanks, Hayden.
You're welcome.
Cheers.